What's going on, Drinking Buddies? Brand new podcast coming right at you. But real quick, you know what we got to do first? We got to have a quick word from our sponsors, those fine folks that bring me, this podcast, and alcohol into my life and yours every week. First and foremost, we are brought to you by me. We are brought to you by the video versions of And Now We Drink, available on Vimeo now for 99 cents an episode or $6 a month, unlimited streaming. That's right. Get the madness in full HD, see the occasional nudity. Oh, did I mention the video versions are completely ad-free? That's right. So if you want to see all of what's going on with the show, be sure to check out the video versions on Vimeo at www.anwd.net/videos. Once again, that is www.anwd.net/videos. We are also brought to you this week by my Twitch stream. That's right, guys. Since the pandemic has started and production work has gone down, I've been Twitch streaming like a motherfucker. Every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, and occasionally Thursdays. Sunday we do adventure games. Monday is Monday Night Fort with me and some of my really funny friends. We just get ignorant and play Fortnite. Wednesday is Stellaris. It's a strategy game. So you get to watch me try to take over the galaxy. It's a lot of fun. So check that out at twitch.tv/MattFandSlayer. Once again, that is twitch.tv/MattFandSlayer. And if you're into the gaming content, be sure to check out the You Laugh We Die YouTube channel, where I'm making silly gaming videos, throwing up highlights from all the gameplays from me and the other You Laugh We Die streamers. And last but not least, we are brought to you by Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is the Record of the Month Club, the best damn Record of the Month Club. In fact, every month Vinyl Me Please features one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection. Each record is pressed exclusively for Vinyl Me Please and has features you can't get anywhere else. Things like bonus tracks, inserts, color variants, and comes packaged with a 12x12 album-inspired art print and custom cocktail pairing recipe. What? Awesome new music, awesome art, and awesome cocktails. Win, 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 win. Vinyl Me Please has been a long-time sponsor of the show, and I believe in this product so much because they're not like Record of the Month clubs of old. They're month-to-month, no strings attached. So if you like new music, rad music, sign up today at www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. Once again, that is www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. My guest this week is my buddy Xander Corvus. You may know Xander as a Brazzers contract star. We talk about a lot of nerd shit this week. We talk Dungeons & Dragons, we talk streaming, we do talk about some porn in COVID, and maybe a little bit of politics. It was a little unavoidable, given the current climate of the world. But it is always a blast to sit down with Xander. We're going to do it again real soon because he had a hard out. That's why the episode's a little shorter, guys. I really hope you enjoy this one, so sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, Drinking Buddies. Xander Corvus' Tunnel of Love.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, now we'll leave it pink. I like it. Fuck it.
Even though you're not drinking.
We're doing it live. Oh, nice. What do you got there?
We have Elijah Craig, 94 bourbon. One of my old standbys.
I have what's the I'm going to be ordering some Lefroy candles.
I don't know why you tortured.
Back to blue. Hold on.
There we go. I don't know why
it's got a bubblegum thing happening now.
I don't know why you enjoy torturing yourself like this.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore.
I know. Hashtag 2020. Nothing matters anymore.
Yeah. It's over, everyone. But no, yeah, I want to order these Lefroy candles because, even though I'm not, I don't drink, but that I love that smell of Lefroy, that peaty, smoky, fucking like, oh goddamn! I'm never not gonna like that.
I know. Oh, I know. Last couple times we hung out, you're just like, let me smell your glass a little bit. Let me just smell your glass.
So we stick my nose. I actually did that on the last show we did.
The last two you did that.
I'd switch it around and just stick my nose in that shit like, yeah, that's good stuff.
Woo! So Xander, how the fuck have you been, man? I haven't talked to you in a hot minute.
I've been good, dude. I'm just like, I moved out to Vegas. I just couldn't do LA anymore.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were all the way out in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm out. I'm out in Vegas now. But no, I just was over LA. I just couldn't hang anymore. I've just been pushing OnlyFans, pushing all that kind of stuff. Been having over the last week or so, we've had some pretty big talks with MindGeek about like what like the future is going to hold, and I think a lot of people in like the industry, they have this image of like, oh, well, when things get back to normal, I don't know if that's going to happen, actually. Like, I don't think things are going to get back to normal. The normal's changed.
Right.
There's a new normal now that is definitely not what the old one was.
Oh, we've talked about it on air a bunch of times. Like, the one thing that is coming out of this pandemic is the fact that performers who have a lick of sense are now their own content producers. And why do they have to go back to studio work?
Yeah, no, it's crazy because people don't really think of it, but it is really pretty wild how like the power dynamic has shifted so much with all this, where like people used to like they used to just bow down to the studios, and like it was like, oh, like this is the way it is, and like whatever that like this director or whatever say like I have to change everything to appease the corporate overlords. And
like, oh, I'm not going to get a tattoo because I won't get booked.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that is exactly like what I'm like. That's the exact type of shit I'm talking about. Like how, these, just companies used to do all types of stupid shit. Like, and a lot of companies had been getting better about it before all this happened. But also like, I've got some lady friends that are, pulling fucking 10K a day on OnlyFans. And it's like, do you really think like some of these fucking studios who ask for like ridiculous shit, like, do you honestly think that you're going to get a person who makes $10,000 in a day to come to your set for $1,000 and change their whole aesthetic, like do all this other stuff for your dumbass to sit there and tell them for fucking 8 hours how to live their life? Like, the fuck out of here. Like, nobody's going to do that shit.
Fuck no.
Like, that time is over. Like,
right. Well,
people don't have that pull anymore.
And especially depending on what type of OnlyFans content they're making, they don't even have to get a fucking test. They don't have to spend the out-of-pocket for test.
Dude, some people can just literally sit at home and just jerk off and never have to worry about you.
Right. Or they're shooting with their partner.
Yeah. It's wild, man.
And for the audience at home, like, tests aren't paid for by the companies. So an active performer like Xander, he's dropping what, $200 every 2 weeks?
I would say closer to $400.
Jesus.
About $400 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that doesn't count the time to get tested, the cost to get, if you're Ubering to the testing site. Yeah, you got to get to testing, get back, all that. Yeah, it's a lot. It is not a cheap endeavor, porn. It's kind of like building a Warhammer army. It's really expensive. You got to paint a lot of minis. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's never done. It's just never done. It's never done. Then these new codexes come out, and you got to change your point system. Fuck me. But no, I've been a lot of my time has been spent like, strategizing for OnlyFans, like figuring out like on Sex Panther, all the different like platforms and stuff that we use. How does your MindGeek contract affect the OnlyFans stuff? I'm glad they're not. I'm glad they're not fucking you on that, or since you're exclusive. Yeah, no. That's the thing with the MindGeek stuff is they're very, as long as it's not like direct competition with them, then they don't give a shit. But it is these days. I
I mean, with the way that the shift has gone, but they also understand that I have conversations with them too about how some of these company structures, like some of the other companies especially, are it's very corporate, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm glad you guys have a fucking socialist radical in your ranks, because you know what I mean. I can come in there and be like, bah, 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 bah. You just like Bernie Sanders out and all that stuff, and then it just makes it adds a little because they actually want to hear from us. And if a lot of people, that's another issue, is like a lot of people think that they can't speak up to a company because they're like afraid of like repercussion or something, which is reasonable. Like that's the way a lot of people feel, but MindGeek especially like wants to hear from their talent, and there's a lot of people who have been trained by this industry to just like roll over and take it with a lot of things, like no pun intended, but that's just been the way that people have, like, this industry has gone for so long, has been like the power is completely out of the hands of the workers. It's out of the hands of the performers. It's out of the hands of the crews. And it's, just what the corporate ladder says, but that's that I'm happy that at least the company I work for model is changing with the times.
Well, they have to, because at the end of the day, they're not shooting right now. You essentially are a brand ambassador as a contracted employee.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And if you got on social media like, fucking, hey, the company I'm working for is letting me starve and not letting me work around COVID, it looks bad on them.
Oh yeah, that would look terrible. And it's and that's that would have been something if the company if the company would have been more in saying something like no OnlyFans, no any of this other stuff, like we're your only revenue stream, and then they didn't do anything about COVID, then it would be like fuck you. But that's not the case. We've had those discussions too, where it's like, hey, like like they understand, like they really understand, like they're like we get, like, you guys have to survive, you guys have to make your money and stuff. Like they even they do really interesting stuff, like with each individual. Like they'll actually have like a conversation with each performer about how they feel about things and what they think should be done and how that can be put forward. I mean, I'm at the point now where they're like, hey, like like if they're like, for like most people it would be like, hey, would you be willing to work with yes, yes, whatever, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like absolutely. Hey, we want to get all your ex-girlfriends together for a reverse gangbang. Fuck it, let's do it. I don't give a shit. Like you know what I mean? Like
this is probably the longest your penis has been dry since you were a teenager, I would assume.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's definitely like like I've been able to shoot like content stuff here and there, but it is definitely from what it was like to like what it became was just like, what? Like it's just like everything completely came to a like screeching train wreck of a halt, and you're just like, remember sex was cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's so sad.
Your penis is like a dog that doesn't know why it's being scolded. It's like,
yeah.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Is this my fault? Is this my fault? Like,
what did I do? I'll be better. Yeah. I'll be better. Give me treats.
I'll be better. Oh god. Yeah, that's my dick is having the conversation with me that I had with my parents when they got divorced. Basically, it's like,
don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
And I'm having to explain to my dick how like it's not your fault. Like this is just the world, It's like there's a COVID outside. We have to do it a different way.
Buddy, it's beyond my control. I believe me. The minute I can, we'll get you back in there.
Yeah. Right, literally this second it's cool. I'm gonna be back into it now. It's that's the other thing too that I think a lot of the companies and stuff are trying to like factor in is that it is also like a measure of like safety where even if the government is like, oh, everything's cool now. Like, like you can't just rush back in because, look what happened to the fucking country. Like, all these states were like, yeah, fuck it. Masks aren't important. Like, social distancing stupid. Let's have a Trump rally. And then like fucking all these people die. And you're like, guys, like, take shit seriously for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And
it's just, yeah.
You're definitely not maintaining safe distance when you're inside someone.
No, yeah. So, but that's also the what I love about the our ability to COVID test the way we are. Like the one testing facility I'm not gonna say I have like a gripe with or anything like that. It's just here's my issue. Okay, so the one place, it's a $35 test, right? Which is like if you're getting along with your panel, and that's awesome. The other place is significantly more expensive. Now, like I understand like there's a whole bunch of politics going on with like the past stuff and whatever, and I understand like all like inter porn politics. You know, and if the costs of these things are basically at purchase, you know what I mean? Like if this is how much it costs to run this test, that's fine, right? I understand that. It makes sense. Totally got it. But if that is still like if profit margin is more important than the safety and healthy of the performers and stuff in this industry and the crews in this industry being able to keep their fucking phones on, that's where I draw my issue.
Oh,
because it's like the people who own these fucking companies probably have a million or so dollars in the bank. They probably are doing pretty fucking well. You know what I mean? These people who own and run these things. So if you find it more important to keep your swollen bank account than to help us stay safe at a budget, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that's an issue that I take. And I'm not saying anybody's doing that. I'm saying that if someone's doing that, fuck you.
No, yeah, 100%. Fuck them for that.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I think a lot of these, and I think honestly, like if companies want to get back into shooting, this idea that like, it should be the talent's responsibility to get their tests done. Yes, and you should help. Well, that's what you should do. Like, if there's no excuse for like wanting like for knowing the risks that everybody's taking and being on set again. And it is a risk. Like, no matter how you look at it, it's a fucking risk. And if this company that has all this fucking money isn't willing to shill or to fucking throw out a couple more dollars to help these talent maintain their safety and keep their crew safer, like reimburse us on the checks. Like anything you can do to show the rest of the fucking world that porn actually gives a shit about human beings and show some like solidarity and like care for other people in the industry is a good move. No matter what that move is, if you're showing that, even if it's just for the political PR standpoint of it, like fine, good, but you're still doing something good. Yes, you might not be doing it for the right reasons, but it still looks good for porn because the rest of the world also just looks at us like we're a piece of shit anyway. But so if we can find a way.
But the problem is, honestly, the right move would just continue to not shoot.
Yeah, I mean but yes, that is obviously something that would be the safest thing. But we don't yet live in a full-on communist society where we can just not work and we're taken care of by our taxes. You know what I mean? So once the revolution happens, yes, sure, we can get there.
No, I totally get it.
But in a capitalist system, like the choice to not work isn't a choice of what you want to or don't want to do. It's a choice of surviving or dying.
Hey, believe me, I know.
Yeah, that's the capitalist. That's how it works.
I know. Believe me, I know. It's just one of those things where, like, even if you got a clean panel test today and we're on set 10 hours later, you could have gotten infected between the clean panel test and being on set.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the big difference between COVID and the STI panels that everyone does.
Well, that's honestly, like, I feel like the same. Yes, it's different, but I feel like the same argument and the same kind of honor system could be argued here. Like where it's like, everybody who is getting COVID tests and stuff, like we're trying to keep them within 7 days at least for like whatever you're doing. Anybody who's doing that, you're expecting the other person who has been in contact with other people to have maintained social distancing outside of other people who are also testing. You know what I mean? Just like it's the same reason like we expect people to like, okay, you have a 10-day STI panel and I'm expecting that you haven't just raw dogged some fucking strangers, but obviously that shit happens.
But
I'm also expecting people.
The difference there is you make a conscious choice not to raw dog strangers. Where COVID, you can get an infection. Oh, I had to run to Walgreens to refill my.
Absolutely.
So that's the big disconnect. There is
and I get that. Yeah, I see the spectrum there for sure. But also, it's do your best during those things you do have to do outside of that to wear your PPEs, to wash your hands, to try and be as cleanly as possible. Don't be out there fucking licking doorknobs and shit and then going to make out with somebody. You know what I mean?
Damn it, that was the one I was going to do it the rest of my day. Xander, why are you ruining my time?
Dude, I had to shut down my doorknob licking club. It was really it was an unfortunate
I know,
thing.
I was a founding member, man.
We had the Facebook group going and sucks, but sacrifices must be made, Now
I'm depressed. I'm so depressed. Oh. I just want to lick a doorknob or 5.
I miss the way doorknobs taste.
Especially the brass ones.
Yeah, it's got that good metally thing going on. It's nice.
It's like eating a girl out on her period. Oh, it's so good.
Good stuff. That came up in conversation the other day, and I was like, "That's your real Red Wings right there, man." Like some people are like, "Yeah, having sex on your period's the Red Wings." If you can get down there and I have no issue with it. I'm fucking.
I've done it.
I'm copying you. I got the beard now, so
yeah, I'll pull a clot out of this beard. I'll pull a clot right the fuck out,
dude. That shit is natural and not a problem with me.
Keeps my skin clear. It's cool.
Absolutely, it's like a Elizabeth Bathory, but just for right here.
Yeah.
This is why you keep this area so young.
Why is your face 20 years younger than the rest of you?
It's the Bathory diet,
right?
Oh, it's awful. Jesus Christ. How do we always devolve into some horrible shit?
You've done this show before. You know how this goes.
Yeah, no, I know. It's part of it. Yeah.
Just really, the show should be called "Saying Horrible Shit with Matt." But
yeah, I love it. Yeah. Oh fuck.
But back to the original point. I understand people got to make money, especially because we work in an industry where people are notoriously bad with their money. Oh, I know. I wasn't trying to call you out.
Yes, I am. Yeah,
but you were not. No, you were more the rule than the exception in that.
Yeah, no, and it sucks too because this definitely came at a point where, I was really working hard to get everything back from all the drunken damage I'd done to my finances in life. And then right as I got there, and then it was all this happened, which is not me being oh, woe with me. I don't care. But it's it's this whole thing has affected so many people in so many different ways, and it's hard. But it's also it made some there's some positives have come out of this kind of thing, like the power shift of the industry.
Yeah,
the worker the idea of worker control and the how important you as a performer or as a editor or as a fucking any of these jobs are so valuable.
Well,
and they hadn't been seen that way for so long.
Definitely. Unfortunately, I feel like the crews are the guys who are getting fucked the worst out of all of this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because you as a performer can at least go make OnlyFans content.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is fucking shitty iPhone grainy OnlyFans content, someone's going to buy it. At least you'll have something coming in.
Yeah.
The bosses who own the companies, they already have money. Mm-hmm. The guys who are just directors, just shooters, just boom operators, just PAs.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, that's why I was saying, it's this whole thing has shown everybody how important all those things are. It's and it's not, obviously it's easier for talent to go about, having platforms and all this other stuff. That's huge. And it's, I wish there were more ways that we could help the crew people out too. It would that I could know of myself. Maybe we should get a bunch of people to put a GoFundMe together and just be a thank you to our crew. Fucking GoFundMe.
We'll start a we'll start a Buy Quasar whiskey fund.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man, it's like it's really wild. I mean, I hope a lot of crew people also could get like unemployment and stuff.
Hopefully, it all depends on.
This is just another reinforcement of like how I feel about like, especially the late stage capitalism of this country. Like it's nobody like. We shouldn't have gotten one $1,200 check from the government. Like this was supposed to have been stopped by our government.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this should have been like, instead of giving like these major, huge corporations all these giant fucking supplements for their whatever, and it's like you could have easily taken that and given that to fucking working class people and like the poor groups of people. Like you could have done anything to do this, and everything they did was exactly what they should not have done.
100%.
You know?
100%. Yeah. It is so goddamn ridiculous. Like, oh hey, grocery store worker, either go to work and risk death or starve.
Yeah.
And there was reports of grocery store workers dying, and the ball has been dropped from start to finish. And the fact that like the Senate just went on recess yesterday without coming back with a new plan is crazy.
Oh, good. You guys get a little vacation. You probably needed it. I bet you're real stressed out.
Yeah, yeah.
You fucking assholes. Like, and it's one of those things too. It's like, oh yeah, like make fun of the communist bread lines, right? Like, well, at least the poor people had fucking things to eat. Like there was a way to do that. You know what I mean? And the other people who could afford that shit went to the fucking grocery stores. That's not how everybody got food. Like, that's not how it worked.
Yeah.
But it's like, at least the government was willing to like be like, hey, if you're down and out, we've got fucking something for you. We've got milk and fucking bread and like meat and whatever. Like the government could have done something like that. It could have had any systems available to be doing just anything to help the people, but they were like, fuck it, open the bars. Like, okay.
Right.
You're really knocking it out of the park, guys.
And that was such a weird mix for me because, like, you know me, I love bars.
Absolutely.
I love bars. And I have so many friends in our service industry working bars that, like, I want to be able to support you, but I also don't feel comfortable walking into your establishment right now. And
as a person who doesn't drink anymore, I also still love bars, but I don't want to drink there.
Yeah, I want to support, I want to help my friends out, but I also am like, I'm on a fixed income at the moment, and I don't want to risk my life to go to a bar. So, like, and what super sucks is like, oh, hey, we reopened bars, so all these service industry people can't collect unemployment anymore because their jobs are available again.
Yep. It makes you think, right? it's kind of like it's almost like that was, in some ways intentional to fuck over the working class or gig economy even more because you can go back to work for 2 weeks. Oh, we can't give you unemployment now though. You know? So when this shuts down again, sorry, like we can't give out your money, but we can make sure to give like these major banks and stuff like $1 trillion. That's fine. But like, Well,
and on top of it, oh, hey, service industry workers that work for tips, even though we reopened, welcome to being, if they're even getting business, it's all socially distanced business, so you can't be at near capacity. So you're going to see reduced tips all around. So you're going to go back to work for less wages and now risk your life for it.
Yeah. Dude, if they can give like $800,000 or 800, what was it like? How much did they give in like 2008? Was it 800 million or was it
to bail the banks out? Or,
yeah,
it was billions. Like it was in billions.
Insane. Yeah, like you could have easily, if you can do that for companies that are like FDIC insured, like you could have done it for the people who don't have health insurance.
Well, on top of it, with the 08 bailout, it's like, oh hey, those executives were giving themselves record bonuses out of it.
Yeah, like come the fuck on, dude. And then also they're like, well, the banks actually paid those back with interest. Like, did the CEOs who gave themselves bonuses? Like, how did you fucking like that's like basic fucking crook shit, dude. Like that's not even like. Oh,
well, yeah, it's so bad. And we're far from out of the woods. In all reality, I was just talking about this on the last podcast I did. Literally, the government could be like, okay, we're going to spend $5 trillion. Everyone just stay home for 2 months. Everyone.
Done. COVID over. Yeah, right. It's just like, yeah, here's $5 trillion. We'll take care of it later. You know, we'll tax Wall Street, whatever we have to do to get our things back in order. Just fucking help them out, man. But they won't. Yeah.
Well, and on top of it, the American public are such assholes. Oh, hey, we're going to announce a 2-month lockdown for everyone. Well, not everyone's going to have supplies because assholes will fucking stockpile shit again.
Mm-hmm. Well, then the government can easily provide those.
Obviously, they're unwilling to because...
Yeah, well, that's because everything is motivated by the profit margin. You know, the government could easily go to these they could easily go to these warehouses and factories and pay the workers. They could just be like, here, we're going to pay the workers. We're going to pay the company for the supplies and to use their machinery. And we're going to make a fuck ton of stuff just to keep people above board.
Yeah.
Like a temporary takeover, like a temporary socialism just to get us through this whole thing.
Whoa, you said a dirty word there. Can't do that.
You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but it would be beautiful just to show us, like, hey, this government that we're all paying taxes to, that none of us like decided to be a part of. Like, it's like we were just born here, and like they could actually show up and show us that they give a shit and show us that it's different. But they're
just showing us that they don't.
Yeah.
Oh no. Just reopen. It's fine. It's fine. Because they need their tax money too. They need their money.
Because they're not gonna die.
Yeah.
they have like fucking elite tier fucking health insurance and everything else. They're fine.
Well, on top of it,
the rest of us motherfuckers.
Like I think it was Florida or Texas. One of the politicians was like voted to reopen schools. Like, so is your kid going back to school? Oh no, my kid's gonna be learning it from home.
Yeah. It's like, huh. Wow.
Oh, COVID's not a threat, though.
Yeah, don't look into that any further.
Right. Just walk away from that shit. Walk the fuck away from it.
Yeah, nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Woo! Ignore the man behind the curtain.
That was the other thing, too, man. Like how the other day with the Biden thing, and then he chooses Kamala Harris. And I was just like, have you not been paying attention to a goddamn thing that's happened over the last 6 months? It's like you're going to pick the copyest motherfucker that's possible to pick as a VP. You're going to pick her.
Yeah.
Like, you had Bass there. She's fucking awesome. But you could have, like, why? Like, oh man. Like,
well,
how do you, during people, like, you know, like protesting in the streets in Portland for fucking, like, what is 78, 80 days now straight?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you have all these people in the country who are clearly not cool with the way that the police have been run for the last
forever.
Country. And now you're gonna pick one of California's harshest DAs to be your vice president. Like,
well,
clearly you're paying attention. Yeah. Like,
on the flip side, like, I am not a fan of Harris. I am not a fan of Harris because of the cop shit, because of her anti-sex work positions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But looking into it a little further, she's also voted with Sanders on a bunch of shit too.
Which is nice. But, you know, people could say the same thing about Elizabeth Warren, but she was a part of the Sesta Fosta thing.
Yeah.
You know, she wrote like, yeah, like so it's like, you know, it's like, ooh. Like, you know.
Our industry's best interests are never going to be represented in Washington.
Absolutely not, no.
So.
Well, I mean, they're represented in Washington hotel rooms.
Right.
That,
fuck yeah, they are. Fuck yeah, they are.
Represented in the actual halls of government, no.
Yeah, and as shitty as it is, I think it's something we have to just accept that, like, we're probably not in our lifetimes going to ever see someone voted in who is willing to represent our demographic.
No. I mean, you know, it depends on how... Depends on what happens here soon, like if there's even going to be elections anymore. But like, you know, like where you know, it could, because like right now we have Play School's My First Fascism versus like neoliberal like cop nightmare, right? So it's like we're between two like levels of dumb fuck that are like awful. Like, because either way, like Biden's not going to be great. Kamala's making that only worse. Trump's obviously a fucking wish I was smart enough to be a fascist nightmare. And it's like there's no like we had an opportunity. I saw a really funny meme the other day that was it was Bernie and AOC like at the Bernie thing, and they're like waving, and it said like what I ordered, and then like on the bottom it was like a wish.com thing, and it showed Biden and Harris, and it was like what I got.
Yeah, I saw that too. Oh.
Yeah. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Like it's true. Like we had an opportunity to see an incredible change in the way this country like works, in the like the workers' rights and sex workers' rights and just like trans rights and gay rights. All these things would have been at the pinnacle of like possibility. And now you have a person who obviously you have the fucking obvious no of Trump. And then over here you have, I like how it's like redder over here and it's blue over here.
It's like you set that up or some shit.
Yeah, right. Oh. And then over here you have a person who locked up parents because their kids skip school. Yep. And fucking Biden's fucking crime bill in the fucking, what was it, the 80s or early 90s?
90s. It was during Clinton's administration.
Yeah, it was Clinton. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening? like this is, neither of these things are good. And we can't vote third party because what we have, like fucking the libertarian thing, which libertarian used to mean something good. Libertarian was like the nice way to say anarchist before the right took libertarian.
Well, the problem with
libertarian socialists were like, you know, that was
the problem with libertarianism is it lives in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
The market will correct itself. Yeah, it probably will. How many people have to fucking die for the market to correct itself?
Right.
Hey, yeah. I sell poison liquor. Oh, well, people will eventually stop buying it. How many people have to die?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Before people stop buying it.
You just worship this fucking insane like idea of like this like all-knowing wise market. Like that's not how, like how do you fucking...
But the thing about it is almost every libertarian I actually know are the nicest people I know. Because they live in that ideal world. They think that like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. They don't seem to acknowledge that like, oh, even in our current capitalist society, even with checks and balances, people do horrible shit all the time. Amazon was fucking firing people for taking bathroom breaks because they weren't meeting their metrics.
But the market will correct itself, and now Jeff Bezos is on his way to being a trillionaire. You know, the market corrected itself or something.
Right.
This is clearly working.
It's working so good.
Yeah, which is like, you know, it's with like the actual like Marxist, socialist, and communist ideas. It's not like people always confuse like authoritarian like government with communism.
Well, because that's unfortunately that's traditionally how it's gone.
Yeah, like so they'll be like, oh well, what about like Stalin? What about Mao? And it's like, well, communism actually would be the goal of communism is a stateless, classless, and moneyless society, right? And it's pure democracy. Everything is bottom-up democracy. That is how the books have it. Like that's what the book says.
It just doesn't. It never pans out that way in practice, though.
Because some fucking like what happened with Stalin was it was the wartime communism thing. So it was like he was given like that government was given more powers, but they never gave them up.
Right. Well, and that's exactly how we got to where we are with Trump. You know? Bush Jr., Obama, all expanded executive powers due to the Patriot Act. I can't say Patriot Act. Why can't I say Patriot Act? I'm going to drink more whiskey.
Yeah, that'll do it. There you go.
And due to the fucking Patriot Act.
There he is.
Yay! Matt can use words!
Beautiful.
Due to the fucking Patriot Act, they expanded executive powers, and then we get Trump in who's like, hey, guys, thanks. I'm going to take care of this now.
Well, also, what like the Iraq War is now like the longest fucking war ever. Like people were like, "What about World War III?" It's like, dude, it's happening. World War III's been happening since Bush was in office. Like this war has not stopped. It's like 21 years or something almost.
There are literally people fighting in Afghanistan right now that were not born when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, it's. Like so obvious, yeah. It was meant to be a war, kind of like Vietnam, where Vietnam wasn't meant to be won; it was just meant to be sustained. You know, like there was the goal of Vietnam was fight Ho Chi Minh and the commies. Like, was it though?
The domino effect. And when you look further into Vietnam, it's like Vietnam was 100% an unwinnable scenario. Hey, we can't actually invade their territory because China and Russia will intervene at that point and actually start World War III.
Yeah.
So we have to just hold the line until they get bored.
Yeah, it was just attrition that we're just like, yeah, let's just kill all these Vietnamese people until like everyone's bored of it.
Yeah, they're super.
Also started, the Gulf of Tonkin didn't even actually happen.
Well, and on top of it,
yeah,
we were there with troops supporting the French when it was just French colonialism.
Yeah.
They kicked the French out, and because Ho Chi Minh decided he wanted to declare himself communist, we're like, whoa!
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, as soon as that's dude. Yeah, they turned communist. Ho Chi Minh went, with the whole communist ideas. And
if Ho Chi Minh had been
America flips out.
said they'd been anything but communist, we'd probably been like, that's cool.
Yeah, we'd be like, fine.
But the domino effect. Whoa, the domino effect. We can't let another communist country happen because communists will keep spreading.
We can't tell anybody it's a good idea. Yeah, we can't let anybody know.
Well,
the only you have Spain, obviously in the Spanish Revolution, where the anarchists and the communists took Catalonia and all that stuff, and it was beautiful until the fascists rolled in and killed everybody. But dude, America has been so good at that. That's literally the entire reason for our country is to stop communism from working. Project Gladio is how we stopped the entirety of Italy and Greece and stuff from ever coming, because Italy and Greece have both tried communism and tried to have socialistic leaders and things put in place over and over, and we send the CIA over to fuck that over as soon as we can. And when people use that, people love to be like, yeah, socialism sounds real nice. What about Venezuela? It's what would happen if Venezuela didn't have us there fucking them over constantly? Maybe something could have worked, and that's
you just got to point out the Nordic countries. You got to full on socialism has too much ability to be corrupted.
Yeah, so does capitalism.
Oh no, I'm not saying. Hey, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's something better. We just have to find it.
Right. You can't go full socialist, full communist, because history has shown it'll go an authoritarian regime. It has happened almost every time. Now, if you keep it democratic socialist, that's fine. And the thing about it is, we have socialism. Our roads are socialists. Our fucking law enforcement, our firefighters are all social. Our public schools.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy part. It's whoa. We're cool with up to public high school. But the minute it's college...
Yeah, well, because there's a huge, profit margin to be made,
right?
And also with, and that's the thing that sucks so much with, as someone where I'm into Marx and all this stuff, and I've read Marx and Lenin and Trotsky and all this stuff, but it's what Marx and Engels were talking about at the beginning, and then you can go to Peter Kropotkin and people like Emma Goldman, who's a really big anarchist writer, and it's all these people. The main thing was democracy. So anytime you see anything where people are like tankies and stuff, I have some tanky friends and I like them and it looks cool. All the aesthetic is fucking rad and whatever. But the point of communism and socialism is democracy. It is bottom up democracy. And so without true democracy, it by definition is not communism or socialism. So that's I think where that's in some points yes the saying social democracy or democratic socialism is very important to remind you. It's basically just a word game to remind you hey, don't let this fucking turn into tanky shit, what I mean. It's a way for you to remove that, and that's it's viable. It makes sense to do all that kind of stuff, and also. The way we've been so fucking red scared in America is, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Because anyone who's not actually dove in and really researched and found out what it really is, as soon as they hear fucking, Jesus Christ, everything's falling apart. As soon as they hear fucking, sorry, I'm doing a thing. Hold on. As soon as they hear fucking communism or socialism, they're just oh, the Reds are here. And it's just like this whole thing where it's like, oh no, like the Reds came marching in. But it's not the case. And it's hard to like to learn folks something. If they're just completely, boogeymaned out immediately by
and
certain words.
Also, if capitalism had not gone as wild into late stage capitalism that we're currently in, it could work too. It worked for quite a while here, and well, not really. I was like, oh, wait a minute, 100 years ago we had child labor and no union, so
it's like shit. But
it worked for like half a minute.
If we did implement some more Marxist ideologies to the capitalist system, to where the government did not state, but like the government being a democratically elected thing, where it's not democratically elected in the way we think we have democracy, which we fucking don't. It's like if we actually had where it was one vote, no electoral college bullshit, none of this, like where the money was out of politics, because that's like the
honestly, even if the money stayed in politics, if we just got away from fucking voter suppression. And
if you just unlock the fucking voting booths, dude, holy shit!
Why the fuck isn't voting a national holiday?
It should 100% be a national holiday. That is, I fully agree with that. I think it should go over 2 days more. Like it should be like a Monday and Tuesday thing, where like this is voting day, every possible voting, because that dude. Like they even was it Trump, or I forget what other Republican might have said it. They were said like, oh yeah, the Republicans would never win an election again if we had all the voting booths open, because they purposely shut down voting booths in like black neighborhoods.
And the gerrymandered fucking districts.
And everything else. Yeah, they pretty much. If your neighborhood was ever redlined, you probably can't vote there. It's like they do this shit on purpose.
But even if they opened all the fucking booths, even if they didn't put in ID laws that negatively affect the poor, though you legally are allowed to vote on voting day, if you are working an hourly job and you go to vote unpaid, you're not going to leave your work to go vote.
So they could even do a thing to incentivize you, where they're like, if you vote this year, if you show that you voted, it's $500 off your taxes, or $1,000 off your taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be a crazy fucking incentive that would drive everybody to the polls.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But we're not here to incentivize people to vote, because then things get shooken up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the establishment doesn't like to be shooken anyway.
Man, we have definitely lost every listener to this podcast by this point. Like, everyone's like, wow.
Well, comrades.
We're here to hear Xander Corvus talking about fucking. What? What is happening?
He's bored with fucking.
He's like, my penis isn't getting used. Revolution!
Yeah, exactly. Unless the International is playing, I can't even get a hard on anymore. It's really wild.
Just have an earbud in whenever you're doing a scene now.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it for me. There's actually people that I've like talked about, like, other people who are like lefties and stuff. We talked about doing like whole like lefty themed scenes and shit. Like there's actually I'm writing another one right now about Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm honestly amazed that like no one has done an AOC porn parody.
I'm sure somebody will. Like somebody's gonna jump on that. Like I'm surprised nobody hasn't either. Like
because for fuck's sake, they did Palin, and AOC is actually young and hot.
Yeah, but I think people like respect AOC. That's the difference.
Hey, I don't know about you.
Fucking hate Palin.
I don't know about you, but I like to have sex with people I respect sometimes too.
That's true too. But I think that would be something where like you would have to like email her and be like, hey, is it cool if we like? That's like the level of respect. Like where it's like, is it cool if we play you in a porno? Because otherwise, like for somebody like even like Hillary Clinton, and like I did one where I was playing Bill Clinton and I banged Melania Trump. Like that was like, like that was a scene I did. And it's like, you know what? You guys are fucking ghouls. I don't give a shit. But like when it comes to somebody like AOC or like somebody that is like actually out there helping people, it's like, all right, we got.
Yeah, but she's going to help some people get some orgasms. It's cool.
I feel like if anyone were to actually support sex work and porn, she'd be one of the people who would be like supportive. I think Bernie was even supportive. Like Bernie was just like I feel like if Bernie would have gotten elected, he would have helped us a lot. And I know I really hope to see somebody like AOC run for president one year because that would be amazing. But I feel like somebody like Bernie was really on the way. Like I think he didn't talk about it much, like on the trail, because obviously that would have been just fucking
suicide
bullets from the right. Yeah, but I feel like somebody like that, like. I mean, he wrote like erotic fan fiction and shit and stuff back in the day, didn't he? Like, was that a true story?
I think so.
Like, so it's like, yeah. So
I want to believe that. I'm not going to.
I just want to believe it.
I'm not going to fact check that one. I'm not going to fact check it.
We'll just leave
it happens.
Like, but like it's like I saw like something about that. I never confirmed if it was true or not, so it might not be. But either way, it's like he's a person who I think considered or would consider sex workers to be the workers that he also cared about, and that's like a dream that I just keep alive in my mind. But I hope that's the case. Yeah, man, I have some D&D ideas for porn. Like we were talking about doing like a cosplay thing where like I'd be helping somebody like roll a character, and like they'd be like, yeah, I want to play like in like a high elf arcane archer. And blah, blah, and I'd be like, all right, we'd roll it up, and like I'd be like, all right, so what do you look like? Like, what's your character into? And then it would like float off into this like dream world where we're banging, and then come back to like whatever. But it would like totally be like cosplayed out and shit, you know?
Dude, Wicked did a like it wasn't D&D theme, but like in like Jenna Jameson era Wicked did a feature called I think it was called Fantasy or some shit like that, where it was very labyrinth-esque, where like she started off in the real world and then ended up in the fantasy world, and there was people with swords and shit like that.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit. And like somebody did something. God, it had to be. I was like 18, 19 when it came out, because I remember. But it was when World of Warcraft first started getting big, and it was like World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, that's
like all. Yeah, it was like all like orcs and shit, and I was like, "This is awesome!" Like I was like, "This is everything." Yeah.
I do gotta say, if you do a D&D scene, I mean, it may not be allowed, but if you could get someone to shoot a D20 out of them,
I am already planning on like doing like just for like Brazzers Plus and stuff, because they want like a bunch of just random content during the day. I'm like, all right, fine, if you guys want me to do this, be prepared, because I'm gonna do some weird shit, because that's who I am. And I was like, I'm just gonna like start rolling D20s off my dick. Like, I'm just like, how's my day gonna be? D20, like, you know what I mean?
Critical dick.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. It's like I roll a 1, I just can't get hard all day. It's
like more. That would be hilarious. Just run and then
yeah, right. Critical fail.
Critical fail. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Natural 20. Your dick just grew an inch. Like, fuck yeah.
Natural 1. Like, girls, I got a little time before I can retry.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, do I have an inspiration? Let me see if I can. Yeah.
Girl, do you have a feat that can help me here?
Yes, right. Wait, you're a bard. You're a bard. I can add 4 to that roll if you fucking give me inspiration. Oh man. Yeah, that's all the other thing I've been doing a lot is playing D&D. I've been playing a lot of D&D.
Have you been playing online or?
Yeah, we all play on Zoom. Like, I'm a part of a couple different groups. Like one of the groups is like it's like a comedy. It's like a couple comedians and some just like really funny ass people in like industry, whatever. And like we're playing in a kind of comedy evil campaign, and that's really fun. And then we have 2 other Ravenloft campaigns, because like now, like ever since the new Ravenloft for 5e came out, like people are just like any excuse to go to Ravenloft and deal with Strahd and shit is like why, what everybody's doing in D&D right now. And I get it, because it's awesome. Like the D&D worlds are cool, like Forgotten Realms and fucking Dragonlance, all this stuff is awesome. But like, the gothic horror of Ravenloft is just so fucking cool. You play D&D too, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been forever, but yeah, I play.
Yeah, dude, you should get a D&D Beyond account. Like, I'm trying to put another. By the way, D&D Beyond sponsor me. Anyway, so I'm trying to. Like,
not if you roll D20s off your dick, they're probably not going to.
Hey, no one else will. Somebody's got to do it. But no. So like I'm trying to put another group together, because like so many groups are only able to do like bi-weekly or whatever, and like that is not enough for me. I'm an alcoholic. I need more of things. You know what I mean? So like I need D&D is a healthy addiction that I can have. Yeah, fucking tie me off, man. I need some more D20. But
give me kobolds! Give me kobolds!
Yeah, I need more kobolds. Yeah, dude. So, but like, if you roll your or get a D&D Beyond account, it's free. I mean, unless you want to buy certain books and stuff, like you for free on D&D Beyond, you get like the player's handbook and I think like the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Nice.
But like it's a fully like, it's like a standalone thing that's like part of Wizards. Like it's a part of the whole thing. So it adds up all your shit for you. It does all your values for you. You don't have to actually like, you can roll obviously like your stats and whatever, but like all your bonuses and all your like your saves and your checks, everything is already there's already an algorithm set up. So when you enter all this stuff, it adds it up and divvies it out for you. It's really easy to use. It's really fucking cool.
Nice.
And it's just like, I'll just spend hours a day, like min-maxing the shit out of the most powerful character I can make. And it's really cool. Like I made my main character now is a lizard folk, He's a level 1 rogue and like level 4 monk. But since he's a lizard folk, like the lizard folk they can do a bite attack, and their bite attack's pretty cool because like as opposed to like the usual unarmored attacks are like a D4,
right?
But your bite attack is a D6, so like a little extra damage there. But as a monk, you add your dex to your. This is gonna be fucking hieroglyphics for some people. I don't give a shit. This is why you tuned in. You're listening to me. So as a monk, you get to use your dex as your to hit bonus and your damage bonus. So with like flurry of blows and shit, and since in the book it says a bite is an unarmed attack, as a monk you get free unarmed attacks whenever. So literally my rogue monk comes up and is like, you know, in like fucking like lizard martial arts stance, like ready to go, and then all of a sudden he's just like and just fucking eats the shit out of you. Like he'll bite you like 4 times in a round, doing like huge damage. And the person's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Oh,
so, like,
shit!
That's a really fun character to play. Plus, it's fun to play a lizard folk because you like they're kind of like Drax in Guardians because they don't understand like idioms or like any of that kind of stuff. Like they don't think like people. Like so, like when I'm talking as him and I'm RPing as him, I have to RP as like a lizard. You know, it's like you're thinking differently. Like you don't care about money or like any of that kind of stuff. Like you're only interested in like survival and what makes you a better fighter.
And pray.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
pray.
Smaller humanoids. Like I have to have the party tell me like that's not food. Like leave it alone. That's a gnome. Stop drooling. Like, and I was like, okay. Yeah. But it's fun, man. I'm having a really good. It's kept me positive up here, you know.
Fuck yeah! It has been forever since I've tabletop gamed. Like, literally at this point, almost a decade since I've been in any sort of tabletop game.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like I haven't played any tabletops since I moved to the West Coast.
Dude, you should jump in with us, man. We play just like this. We're just on
every
Zoom.
time you do the show, Matt, come play, and then you never get back to me on it. I'm just going to call you out on air about that.
So fuck, I do. You're right.
Every time we do the show, Matt, come play with me. Oh,
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get you on.
A year later, you do the show again. Matt, why haven't you played D&D with me?
I got you now. I'm gonna hit up the thing. Yep,
not to call you out on air or anything, but calling you out.
I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, it's fine. Like, you're right. I fucked up. I should have done better. Like, that's what this whole thing is supposed to be about anyway. You know, it's like if somebody gets called out on some shit, it's like you have a choice to be better or to fuck off into nothing. Like,
or I'll call you out on it again in another year or so. Next time you do the show.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna choose to be better here, and I'm gonna fucking put you in this fucking game. Shit, man.
Little does he know, I'm a horrible power gamer, and he may regret this.
I'm into it. Good. Like, good.
Like, I have not actively gamed in a very long time, and I still have people talking about me being a power gamer. So
yeah, I'm a min-maxer by a lot. Like that's what I do. Like I'll min-max the shit out of my characters. Like my characters are really, really good at one thing. You know what I mean? Like my like Gorgor, my lizard man, is good at like surprising you and ripping the fuck out of you with like a round.
Nice.
But he's squishy and he's very, very not intelligent. So like he's easily fuck with a bolt. But
role playing dumb characters is fun.
It is fun. Yeah, like because especially like just last night in the game, we fought these like 3 fireworms, and like I threw my like javelins at them, and I went to like get like my javelins back out of the holes after we killed them, and like the DM like texted me and was like, "Hey, you found 3 large sapphires," and so I just tell the party like, "Yeah, you see Gorgor run over, and he's like pulling things out of this hole, like looking for his weapons, and he throws out these like 3 sapphires, and just throws them out behind him, and then pulls his javelin out and puts it back in his holster and just walks away. And the rest of the party's like, what? That's like 300 gold worth of fucking gems right there, dude. And he's just like, oh, what? Okay, pick them up. Like, kind of like he's not interested. But it's fun to actually play that too, as a character like that.
Well, and that's the fun opportunity. So Shadowrun used to really be my jam.
Okay, yeah.
I'd play D&D, but like I'm much more of a sci-fi person than I am a fantasy person.
Yeah, more BattleTech even.
I like BattleTech, but like I was never a huge mini like war gamer.
Yeah.
But have you played Shadowrun at all?
I haven't played it, but I know what it is.
For the audience, you're probably more aware of like Cyberpunk 2077 that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Cyberpunk 2077 tech, but adding in D&D magic.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. Like, yeah, I love that kind of shit. To where like even Final Fantasy was kind of a similar, where it was like the high tech stuff, but also with like elements of magic and all that stuff. I love that kind of shit.
Well, the other thing about Shadowrun that always appealed to me was your characters may be the protagonists of the story, but they're not good people. Like I always felt the alignment system in D&D was a little too restricting, because like even someone who's lawful good is not lawful good all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's with 5e it's a little more relaxed.
Okay.
Like Gorgor is like true neutral. Like he could care like morality and ethics aren't like even like a factor to him. Like he's not outrightly evil. Like he doesn't want to just go out and hurt things, but he also doesn't care because he wants to. He's hungry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's his main drive.
He is reptile brain.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's not trying to be a dick, and like he also doesn't refer to people as their names. Like he just sees something about you that he recognizes, and is like okay, like an orc. Like we have 2 female orc barbarians in the party, and he'll be like pretty green, or like not even pretty green, just like green one, like large green one. You know what I mean? And then like that's how he talks to you, or like the sorcerer will be like, you fire hands come, like like he just like that's how he communicates, because like he doesn't see the purpose of names, like even like just like not retcon, but even like just RP, the reason for his name Gorgor means to eat violently. like that's how like to savagely eat. That's what I just said that it means. But like like even his name. It would
be fun roleplay. It'd be fun roleplay if his name was just whatever like the first party he adventured with gave to him. Like
whatever they
Like he walks around with like a piece of paper like my name is like.
Yeah. It doesn't even say like what it is. It's just like a little like name tag. Like hello, my name is. Like I know. Yeah, dude. I think these kind of things are super important, especially in times like this, because dude, like if I wasn't able to interact with like my friends and stuff, I would have lost my fucking mind already. So it's like it's being able to like be in like a group setting, even if it's over Zoom or like doing a podcast. It's like it's so much better than just not doing that.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like continuing to do the show. Like pre-COVID, I refused to do remote shows.
Yeah, you wanted to sit down with a person and do the thing. But it's the same thing with D&D. Like nobody wants to play D&D over Zoom.
No.
Like you want to sit there and roll your dice and fucking do the whole thing with everybody there, but you can't do that right now. So
exactly
the new normal.
And the social outlet of doing D&D over Zoom is really important when I can't go out to a bar. I can't go out to a bar. I was like, I have other social outlets. No, I don't.
Right? You're like, that's what I do.
Yep, that's kind of my bag. Fuck. But even being on set, though it's work, is social.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was I didn't realize how like the gravity of the social interaction of being on set was. Like, I didn't realize how significant that gravity was, because once it was taken away, you know, I'm like, fuck, I miss people I don't even like. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, fuck. It's weird. Like,
and that's why Xander's back on the podcast right now.
Yeah. Right. No, you're gonna be in my D&D group now. I made a note and a fucking alarm to talk to my DM about it.
I feel like that was done last year too. I feel like there was a note made last year too. I feel like there was. I didn't
set an alarm, did I, Matt?
I don't know. I'm not your phone.
Set an alarm.
I am not your phone. I am not your adult. Thankfully, I am not your adult.
Yeah, I still need handlers. I need people to remind me to do stuff. It's hard. Yeah. ADD did not go away because of the quarantine. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I'm sure it's only worse.
Oh yeah, that's like I was doing laundry earlier and then I just stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, believe me, I've been doing a lot of production, like editing work during the quarantine, and I feel like though I have so much more free time, I am almost less productive, because it's like, oh, I got all the time in the world. I could fall down a YouTube rabbit hole for 3 hours while I'm in the middle of working on a project.
Yeah, dude. That's been a huge thing for me. It's like the YouTube rabbit holes have been intense. Yeah, but
what have you been watching on YouTube? I'm just curious what rabbit holes you're falling down.
The only ones I watch on YouTube, my favorites are the Surfs, ContraPoints, Vosh, there's this guy, the Rational National, that I really like. Who else? There's a couple other really, really good like YouTube things that I'm into. And then, Karis Kazat. Have you heard of that?
What is it?
It's fucking cool, man. It's like these animated like science and philosophy things, but it's like they're animated really cool, and it's all like it's a really interesting type of animation. But they're all about like they did that one on like it was Andy Weir's The Egg. They did like that story, and it was just like really cool the way it's presented, and it's awesome. Like I'll send you a link to Karis Kazat too.
Definitely.
I'll do that right now. So I make sure I don't forget everything like I always do.
Yeah, the rabbit holes I've been falling down, like I've been going down like Alternate History Hub and Armchair Historian, like all sorts of like history channels, and just watching animated histories about battles and how, you know.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Like how we got to where we are in the world.
Yeah, have you ever listened to the band Sabaton?
I have not.
Really? Holy shit! I think they're from Finland, or I think they're from a Scandinavian country. But basically, they're this power metal band that writes all about like war history. So they write all about World War II and about like World War I, fucking like medieval wars, all this stuff. They talk about like the Battle of Shirayama, which is like when the final 500 samurai versus the Imperial Army and shit. Like, they're really fucking good. It's all like historically accurate stuff, but like literally every album is like a history lesson.
Nice.
It's really fucking cool. Like, I found out about like some World War II stuff, and even though I'm like into World War II stuff, like I found out about some like cool things like in that I had no idea existed. Like, there was a whole division of like the Allied military, the Allied force that basically just like set up fake shit to troll and fake out the Nazis.
Yeah, in Britain
they would set up whole like fake inflatable tank platoons with like giant fucking like speakers to make you think like, oh, look, like they're over there, and then they would go and fly over and bomb nothing.
And I just imagine that with like ye old timey tech, how bad they looked up close.
Oh yeah, it looks fucking ridiculous. Yeah, but hey, man, it psyched out the Nazis, so good.
Oh yeah, they're looking at it from a mile up. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like there's dust noise and fucking looks like tanks. Bomb it!
Yeah, hit them! The Americans.
The Americans are coming.
I just sent you that thing on your phone. so you can watch the Curse Kazat videos.
I will definitely check that out.
It's really interesting. Yeah. So streaming.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? What are you doing on the Twitch?
Well, I know you were doing the fucking Twitch thing, which I just discovered like a couple days ago that you had a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
How long you been streaming, man?
I haven't been like taking it super as seriously as I should, because I really want to do it. Like I want to make it a thing that I do. But yeah, I hadn't been taking it as seriously. But now the last ever since I got to Vegas, like I'm making sure to do it at least 3 times a week. I want to try to have a stream going. And it's awesome because like that's the thing is like I was gonna play video games anyway. I might as well interact with the fucking community and hang out and do the whole thing that way. Like I just beat Hellblade. Have you played that?
I have not. I saw you playing it a little bit.
Oh my god, dude! Like I have never been moved. Like other than like Mass Effect and maybe like 1 or 2 other games, I've never been like emotionally moved by a game. Like it was just breathtaking. It was insane. Yeah, like the Mass Effect games were those got me. But yeah, this was a whole different experience. You should play it.
Is it on PC?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
That's pretty much all I stream. Like I streamed from my PlayStation when I first started, like a year ago. But the way the PlayStation has it set up is kind of shit. Like, I'm hoping that the PS5 fixes that.
Well, just set up a capture card to your PC and do it the right way, anyways.
That's true. I can do that now. So I gave my Elgato and some of my streaming equipment to my friend who she's going to start streaming, and I gave those to her because I just wanted to boost her into doing it because I can just do most things from my PC. But yeah, like I just beat Ghost of Tsushima too. Have you seen that?
I've seen screenshots of it.
Oh my god! Incredible.
I don't have a PlayStation, so
yeah, it is. Man, it's like you're living in a Kurosawa movie. It's like it's that good. Like, yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah.
I'm in on that. I'm in on that.
Like I think, and there's legitimately there's a Kurosawa mode.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, didn't they get like permission from his estate for that?
Yeah, I think so. To like, and it turns the whole thing into like the grainy black and white, samurai stuff, and it's insane, dude. It's such a good game. Yeah, it was one of the best. It's like in one of the reviews I read too, they said how like yes, you can fast travel, but you don't want to. Like, it's just like riding your horse through like the Tsushima Island is just like you're just like holy shit, dude. Like,
nice.
It's just so beautiful. Yeah, it's cool.
That's amazing.
There's a bunch of really good Asian actors in it. Like they got like a bunch of like actors that you recognize like in their characters. Like you see them and you're like, oh, this is fucking cool. So it's great.
Hell yeah.
Really worth playing.
What's the next game you're streaming?
The next game, I think I'm waiting for. I'm excited for Dying Light 2. So I might actually play Dying Light again. The zombie game that was really fun. I'm excited for that. Let me open up my Steam here. Hold on, I have things marked. I didn't like the new Doom. I was really disappointed. Like I really just like. Yeah, I did not do anything.
I saw some gameplay footage of it, and it was just one of those things where, like, cool. It looks like they just updated a '90s shooter. So, yeah, like the Doom that came out before this Doom was amazing. Really,
like, I was like, this is really cool. But Doom Eternal, I was like, I think I hyped it up too much in my mind. But I'm really excited for Elden Ring. That's going to be really cool. It's the guys who made Miyazaki who made From Software, who made Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all that stuff.
So you just want to torture yourself on stream? I got it.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite thing. Yeah, but no, the Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin basically got together to write the storyline and create this new world for this.
So everyone you care about is going to die. Got it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be so sad and depressing and awful, and I'm going to love every minute of it. Yeah, it's gonna be, yeah. So I'm super excited for that. I'm going to be playing that when that comes out. The new Baldur's Gate. I'm going to be streaming that when that drops.
One of my guys. That's multiplayer, isn't it?
I probably. I think. I mean, like I don't know if the other D&D games have been
Some of them have
multiplayer,
been.
but
Some of them have been. Some of them haven't.
Yeah.
One of my guys is definitely going to be getting back into streaming just to play Baldur's Gate, and I told him if it was multiplayer, I was in.
Yeah, me too. Like if we can put a D&D party together for like streaming, that would be amazing. That would be super cool. I'd be way into that.
I'm waiting for Cyberpunk 2077 so much.
I heard there's a bunch of things that have been cut now, though.
Really?
Because of like the COVID thing, like they're cutting like the size of the city, and a lot of the things that they were planning for you to do to the game have been removed.
Yeah, but hopefully they'll just roll them in DLC, which sucks, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that happens with a lot of games too. Like they'll release like a not complete game, and then like you have to like.
Well, originally 2077 was supposed to drop last month, and then they pushed it back to try to complete it. So I'm confident that it's going to be like not a buggy nightmare.
I hope so too, dude. Like, but I mean, and I get it though, because like, I mean, actually, no, fuck that. I don't, because so many of these fucking video game companies are so concerned with leaks and with like, oh, don't steal our intellectual property. When it's like, dude, like the people who are making these games could be doing this from home.
Yeah.
They could be sitting in their office at home creating all these amazing things you need, but you're so fucking corporate cocksuckers that you need to like get to this. You can't have anybody like, our intellectual property, our EA fucking like, right. It's such bullshit. Like they're like, you need to be in this office to do this, and we're going to need to lay off all these people because, and then now you're going to ruin the art that could have been created.
Well, because I don't like supporting EA.
Yeah, me either.
As little as possible, and they've taken a lot of money from me over the years. But
yeah, same.
As much as I don't want to support EA as much as I can, it's just like, oh hey, here, have buggy product. We'll eventually fix it, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe here's some here's some pay to play stuff. Have fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only way you can be good is if you buy this new whole thing and it's fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the only like one of the really good pluses in the video game world, I think, is the amount of independent studios who are able to make fucking waves right now. Because all the dinosaurs have been fucking put to sleep. These these smaller, more independent studios and even like individual producers are able to come out on Steam and like make some money and get like funding for bigger projects and stuff because the major things have been shut down, because people, like, at the end of the day, people who are creative want to create, and they should be compensated for like their art, like that they should be appreciated, and like so it's cool to have these independent games coming out.
Did you play Cuphead?
I didn't play Cuphead, but I know of it, and I got a couple friends who were like super into it.
Like, that game is the epitome of like, this is independent content done right. Like, it's beautiful. I mean, it's fucking hard. That game is.
They were saying it's like 2D Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unlike Dark Souls, it's because you don't have a limit on lives. It's not like, oh, you don't get a game over screen. You just can keep retrying it. And every time you do, you're like, okay, I think I got it this time. Nope. I think I got it this time. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, see, in Dark Souls too, like you have like you'll just lose all your shit, but I mean you can keep going, but it's just so depressing to keep losing everything. But like, I've heard I want to play Cuphead, and they have it for PC, right?
Yeah, it's for PC now.
I'm gonna go to I'm on the Steam store.
I'm making you buy Impulse Buys right now.
Oh shit! Yeah, wow, this. God damn it! I'm getting another fucking game now, dude. Yeah,
my bad.
There's some cool shit coming out, and like I think we talked about it briefly before, but if we can find a game that we're both into, we should raid on Twitch sometime.
Oh, I'm totally down. Hey, are you playing Fortnite at all, or?
No, I don't like. I just can't. I can't get into Fortnite.
Why not?
I've tried. I just like. I have a character, and I like the only time I would play Fortnite with you.
Okay.
The only time I play Fortnite is with like my fucking nephews who are like 6 and 8 years old, and they like get all excited when I come to play.
Hey, we play Fortnite every Monday night on my Twitch stream.
Okay.
It's Monday Night Fort.
Okay. Monday Night Fort. I got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Like, let me. I think I'm playing D&D this Monday. But if you want to, there's a bunch of nerds out here in Vegas who play D&D.
Oh, I know. I may know. I may know some of the same nerds that you're playing with in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bunch of my gamer so when I originally moved to the West Coast, part of the reason I moved to Vegas first was a bunch of my nerd gamer friends lived in Vegas, and I didn't all my friends in LA were all industry folks, and you know how relationships are in this industry sometimes. So well, I'm uprooting my ass and moving myself clear across country. I want to be around not just industry folks.
Right.
So that's how I ended up in Vegas. So I have a ton of gamer friends in Vegas.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm going to be, I know I'm playing D&D this Monday, and then I think they're bi-weekly as well, so I'm going to have to, that'll be one of the groups that, I want to try to get an every Tuesday or every whatever game going, because I need more. Hit me up. I need more D&D, man. Yeah.
But
I'll let you know about when that group does start. Because I just want to have people who are actually serious and because I like the actual role play part of D&D. You know what I mean? Because you get a lot of people who are afraid to be their character. They're like, oh, they're gonna think I'm a nerd or whatever. No, the more you're into it, the more everybody else at the table is going to be into it, and into playing their characters and being that person. If
I wanted to just roll dice and hit things, I would play a war game.
Right. Yeah, you play fucking Warhammer or fucking BattleTech or something. Yeah, for sure. But that's not. It's about the immersion.
Exactly. It's about the immersion. It's about developing a character. It's not just oh, hey, this is not just a strategy game. And I've played D&D with people who treat it just oh, we're just putting it on the grid and we're going on the battle map. I'm well, this isn't fun.
Yeah. When it becomes just a hack and slash, no more depth. Yeah.
One that really came to mind is I played a game that was a hack and slash where it really felt like the DM was just fielding armies against us. It wasn't I made an adventure for you guys that there's going to be a challenge. You're no, this is the army I'm fielding against you guys.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Welcome to a well-oiled army fighting you.
Yeah.
There's no role.
It's not quite as fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was no fun. I think we got one adventure out of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like a good solid adventure. In one of our games the other day, we had a threesome that was completely unexpected, and it was awesome. It was cool because the one character has been into this other character the whole time, and he'd been trying to get at her. And my character, I told the DM about her background before, but she's a female gunslinger, and she happens to be more into girls than she is into guys. And the rest of the party didn't know that until this moment. And I was I guess this would be the time to reveal. And so the whole thing was about my character and his character both trying to bang the other to bang the paladin. And we did it. We rolled it out and stuff. And I even rolled because he was rolling terrible. And my character Pitra even rolled to basically assist him to be come on, motherfucker, this is your chance. And basically it was really funny. And then it was a funny time. We all got a good laugh out of that, and then we got back to the serious game.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
It was one of those role playing times when you guys are just fucking around having fun role playing. And it really worked out to everybody was laughing nonstop, and it was a great time for all of our friends to just have a fun role playing session. It was funny.
Fuck yeah, that's fucking awesome. But I know you, Xander. I know you got to run.
Yeah, I gotta get out. But
real quick before you run, tell everyone where they can find your smut, your Twitch, where can they find Xander Corvus?
Well, I am xcorvus777 on Twitter. I am onlyfans.com/xcorvus777. I have Zantastic Voyage on Instagram, and twitch.tv/xcorvus777. That's pretty much all my stuff. I look forward to fucking gaming with you on Twitch.
Hell yeah.
And entertaining all these fine people and twisted perverts and alcoholics and everything else who was a part of our lives. That's the beautiful people I fucking love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as always, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook, Twitch.tv/Matt F. Slayer for the whole Twitch thing. And you can find the podcast at brain fart.
Take another drink. Take another drink.
Oh, the cup's empty. I'm not going to pour another one right now.
God damn it. All right.
And you can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter, and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. I don't know why I brain farted there.
Because you need another drink, bud.
That's probably it.